Welcome to my third fabric journal video. This journal is smaller than the other ones. It measures about 4 1/4 by 6 inches high, and it's 1.5, just over 1.5 inches thick. I embellished the front with some pretty applique from a vintage wedding dress, and I've got some lace on top of some tea-dyed fabric. I covered the spine with this really pretty green and gold upholstery fabric, and I've got some trim here, and on the back I have a pretty crochet butterfly that I tea stained. Got a little flower I made here, and for the leaves I used some of the fabric that was on the spine. It had images of leaves in it, so I just cut them out to make these little leaves for this flower. I've got a bunch of charms in here, and I'll show you those. These are some ties that I made and tea stained. Okay, I'll start with the charms. I made this with the idea that it could be used for journaling by someone who's a crafter, but I mean, you can always change the charms if you like, and change the theme of the journal. It doesn't really have a theme. These are the only little items that I added in there that have a theme to them, but I thought they were really cute, so I wanted to add them in. I've got a pair of scissors. I've got knitting needles and a ball of yarn and a spool of thread and a sewing machine. And I also have this little paperclip bookmark. I like including these with my journals, and it has a dangling bead on there. On the inside, front and the back covers, I've got a pocket. I made this out of a velour type fabric, and the inside is lined with the same upholstery fabric that I put on the spine. So here I've got some tea stained papers, little planner page, so that just tucks in here, and the same thing in the back. It's a small journal, but there's lots of room for writing and stamping, and you could tuck this in your handbag if you like. If you were going to do that, I might remove the charms so they don't get stuck on anything you have in your purse, but it's a very portable little journal. So here is the first signature of one of 4 signatures. I'm not sure how many pages there are, but I will indicate it in the Etsy listing. So here on the first signature, I've got a tag that I had coffee stained or tea stained, some paper. I've got a variety of papers in here, some scrapbook paper, graph paper, and I even used some small sheets that I had. They're still usable in your journal. You can have them as little flip pages like that. So even if you're making a journal, if you don't have a full page, you can use up some little pieces like that. I think it's kind of neat, very interactive, and it's just extra space for journaling. There's the middle. And here's the second signature. you can put some copies of photos on this scrapbook paper. Make sure you're using copies, because the other papers that are included in here are not acid free, and you don't want to damage your originals. I mention that in most of my videos, I think, because you wouldn't want to damage your photos. I don't know how long it would take for photos to get damaged from the acid in paper, but the longer you can delay that, the better. And I've heard that even acid-free paper is not foolproof, but it does last longer. And here's the last signature. And this was a page from a book, Oliver Twist. It was over 100 years old. I just decided to include a page in there. I think it's one of the books that I used to make a journal. So I will include a link to my Etsy shop in the description of this video if anybody is interested in purchasing this little journal. Have a nice day and happy crafting. Bye!